Hey gang, so I'm here just at Magnolia Boulevard in Cahuenga, and I wanted to do an update video on the Meth and Heroin RV camp. Now this is Sheila, Supervisor Sheila Kuehl's district, and I'm about to cross over here. This is Chandler Boulevard, and lots of people have now complained about the RVs that are just piling up here, and it's all just propagated in just the past few months. They weren't there before, but we're not up on them yet. So I'm rolling along, and of course, this is the right at the edge of Burbank. It's one of the challenges is, and some of the license plates you're going to see are from out of state. The word has spread. These folks have their meth and heroin addictions, and they struggle with that addiction, and they need people to fund that struggle. So what they do is they have RVs. They've managed to get RVs, and they'll come up and they'll hang out here at the edge of town, and they'll bring their bicycles. I see them at 2, 3 in the morning, and some of them will steal. I'm informed and therefore believe that some of the thefts, here's one small RV. Some of the thefts are the catalytic converter thefts. So this is the first set. There's 1, 2, 3. There's a bunch of people there. You can see, if you look carefully, you can see there's people. It's like a little city in there on the side street. We've already passed Chandler. And then this is an update video. I had been here before. This is the same exact RV that I mentioned earlier, Texas. That guy's plugged in. He's pulling power. You can see he's got power. He's got pulling electricity from the local business, and you can see all the trash here. You've got you got the RVs now piling up. There's a bunch of them, and there's more. You can see they're all here. Now this is right at the edge of town. Now I didn't even see this before, but now there's a whole bunch down the side street too, and you got these here. All right, so that's here by the power station, by the power substation. Now on the other side, you'll see more. And if you look carefully, the high tension power lines, you'll now start to see the rest of them. They're all these old derelict, really old RVs. Someone got them to run. You can see they've got the little camps, so the tents on the sides of the RVs. They've double parked. There's trash everywhere. Folks, this is right here on the edge of, it's right on the edge of Burbank. It's right here. And here's Oxnard Street. This is what our county supervisors allowed to happen. They're Measure H funds. They've taken $9 million, I think it was $9 million from Burbank in 1 year. And they're just not doing what they promised. They said, oh, this is gonna help the homelessness, and this is gonna help resolve homelessness if we take all your money. So they took $9 million in sales tax revenues, and it didn't help homelessness. It just ended up in a consultant's pocket or something. I mean, I see the proposals and the soft costs and the studies and the meetings and the lunches and the things they all pay for. If you actually do public records requests, you'll realize that the money just goes out the window. 70-80% is soft costs. You can verify this. It's not my imagination. You can verify this with the cities like Santa Monica, where there's been studies done that the majority of the money just goes to soft costs. Soft costs meaning consultants and baloney, padding people's pockets. Here's another one. This is I can see people in the SUV. This is the side street. Okay, there's more. This is another one. This is like just one after another of old, when you see an old RV or one of those van conversions, immediately it's a meth and heroin situation. I've only met 3 people in the entire time I've been helping the homeless. I've met 3 people that didn't have a drug element. In fact, there was one guy that I had tried to help, and I'd known him for about 10 years, and this guy had just randomly showed up at my front door about 10 years after I'd met him, and he randomly said, oh, I just became homeless. My dad kicked me out, and it took me an hour of just talking with him for him to admit that he was a a meth addict, 6 years, and that he tried to burn his father's house down because he said, well, my father was, doing something. And I said, well, what? He said, well, he had people at the place. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, there was some voices, and I heard them in the garage, so I tried to stop the voices. There's another one. I tried to stop the voices, so, I tried to light the garage on fire. Twice he tried to light the garage on fire. His father got a restraining order, and he got kicked out. And his father loved him. Close. They were 2 peas in a pod, very close. So here is another illegal restaurant. It's just one of those situations where it's an illegal restaurant, and more of those homeless people in the RVs. Okay, and it's very sad that we're paying a lot of money in Measure H funds, and they're not doing any of the things. They're not doing the things that they said they were going to do. And of course, that's why I oppose all tax increases, because it always lines the pockets of consultants. And been jaded because I've been doing this so long that if I hadn't been helping people with their elections, maybe I wouldn't be so jaded. You got this illegal restaurant here, and nobody does anything about it. The police department won't do anything about it. LAPD won't come around. I've told the supervisor about, we need to make sure we're safe before we go and abate those things. I'm like, I got an email where they said, we need to make sure we're safe. So, you're going to wait for the LAPD. The LAPD is never going to come out and do anything, because it's a permissive, liberal town, and LA doesn't care if there's illegal restaurants. They just want to go after people that they can actually put an attachment on their business at home. They don't want to go after gypsy restaurateurs, because they know those people can just pick up and leave, have no assets, and they have no skin in the game here in LA. So if they have no skin in the game, what are they going to do? Yell at them? They can't make people stop if they don't have anything to lose. So they go after real legitimate, real business people that have something to lose. People with homes, people with office, for stores and restaurants and stuff like that. They go after those people. So here's Burbank, and you've got illegal restaurants and a meth and heroin camp on the edge of town. I don't know if I'm the only one who cares. I hope everybody else will jump in and do something about it. Sheila Kuehl, she's her district. LA City Council, those are the kinds of people I guess you might want to reach out to. I do, but there's only so many things one person can do. Only so much one voice can do. So these are my thoughts about the homeless encampment. I hope you have a good night, everybody.